What is going on? I'm zmot, also known as Zed or Anon Moose. More importantly, its creator, Boost, zmot, and all Supercell games. I've got a bunch of main base videos that I am working on in the background, and they're bigger efforts though. Today we're going to jump into warships. I wanted to point out something that I completely dumbed on. So if we have a look here, like let's zoom in here, there's a clear and distinct gap there between the explosive drones and the machine guns. Same thing over here between the building damage and the mortars. And why I point that out is I completely gapped on this right here. This obvious gap there, if we move over here, that gap right there, not so super duper obvious. Not quite sure why that one's moved up a little bit, but I just added that building health. Before I thought I had to go through the building damage. Again, it's just me not seeing it for the second. This account was all offense. It had 150% troop damage and 0% building damage or building health. As a result, as I figured out attacks, people were just absolutely crushing me. So if I got you to diamond in the last couple days, you're welcome. Consider code zmot. Anyways, we're going to get that remote defib right now. I went back and got that building health. Was pleasantly surprised to see that I could get that without having to go all the way through the GBE and the troop damage nodes. And obviously we knew that earlier in the season, but it wasn't super obvious in a backfill scenario. So we'll be pointing that out to Supercell as well. Things like that. Like, look at the size of the gap between Laser Rangers and that up there. Things not super duper consistent, which is a little bit strange. Anyways, minor bother. Let's get in, do some hits. I'm using Laser Rangers with Everspark on this account, having a bunch of fun. My attacks have gotten decent. That was hours and hours and hours ago though, and the thing is, if you're winning at 6, you're gonna beat 7, so I spent a bunch of keys to stay at 6. Yes, remote hack is super, super, super appealing, but we don't need to get into that quite yet. We are gonna clear as many mines as we possibly can, knowing full well that all of these mortars just wanna absolutely tear our troops a new one. We're gonna release some of these guys out here. Again, just dragging all of these crystal critters through all of this stuff, trying to clear as many mines as we possibly can. Definitely can't clear them all though, so we're gonna have to be a little bit careful when it comes to dropping all of these crystal shields. Now, we definitely 1000% needs to keep a crystal shield for when that flotsam explodes, otherwise we're gonna lose all of our troops and it's gonna be a sad day. That right there is why people are keeping flotsams around. Our crystal shield negates that flotsam's explosion though, so we should be all good on that front. Everspark is gonna hack something for us eventually, just trying to get her into the party, not hacking as many things as I should or as quickly as I should, and I'm not entirely certain that Everspark's remote hack ability is the one to go with. But as you can see, getting a bunch of value out of that boom cannon shooting engine rooms, plus it's pretty darn awesome to watch the boom cannon shoot the engine room down. It's fairly satisfying. Remote hack, I can only imagine just how useful that is. Being able to kill off those flanking rocket launchers. We picked up 16 stars. Laser Rangers, so much fun to play with. By the way, Boom Beach Frontlines is long dead at this point, but I gotta say I was super happy with the fact that it brought these ladies into the game. Kind of neat to see its legacy live on through Boom Beach. Not sure how many of you played that game or remember that game at this point, but neat that its legacy lives on through Boom Beach. Everyone assumed that Boom Beach Frontlines was going to take over and be the new Boom Beach version 2, and then that 1,000,000% did not happen. So kind of neat. Let's get rid of you over here, or try to throw in those explosive drones to try to get rid of that flank rocket launcher as we keep sending things out here. Our troops are so widespread, but we should still be able to get in and amongst all of the things. I am not a big fan of having my troops split like this, but it looks like we've got a decent amount, and this person's rocket launchers and shock launchers and stuff are getting eaten up by all of our troops. Let's get a hack out. Really wanted that hack to hit that boom cannon. An almost dead machine gun doesn't carry nearly the punch that a boom cannon would have, but I think we're still fairly okay. Just need to make sure that our troops don't hit that shock mine or that green mine, as they of course hit that green mine. Let's get all of you guys back here. I urgently threw all of my explosive drones back there. Could have gotten a universal hack out. Trying to say universal remote plus remote hack, not going super well for me in this video. We should, in theory, be able to pick up the win here. I'm not going to throw explosive drones because they wouldn't have exploded in time. 2 minutes, 6 seconds. Not fast enough, likely. Oh, maybe. Okay, so I just randomly moved one of my engine rooms to the left. I do recommend moving your engine rooms so that they're not all in one area. It does slow people down. You have to be a little bit careful though. People with super warriors, people with explosive drones, people with remote hack. There's many ways to take down a remote engine room, and we just unlocked one of them. This right about, where are you? Remote defib. Now we are gonna max that up just to get those extra housing spaces. You saw just how gosh darn expensive that was, but on the plus side, I gotta get 161 more keys, which is gonna be a bunch of chests, which means by the time we get into barrage or any of these, so once we get into 7 engine rooms, this does not cost any keys. I assume that we don't need to upgrade the remote hack. I will follow through and let you know about that, but not many things should be costing those upgrade tokens, except for barrage in a big way. Let's go get one more chest. We'll try out that remote defib for the first time. I think we should be able, they've got no engine rooms to the left, so now it's just a matter of keeping our troops alive. What I like to do is drop at the very tail end of those ugly diagonals, and then drop one there, and then we can come over into here and drop one about there, trying to clear. Look at that, we cleared every single one of those diagonals, all with one of those yellow critters. Trying not to say crystal critters. It does happen from time to time by accident. At this point, like I said before, if you've ever traveled to like a faraway land, that just sounds like I'm telling a fairy tale or something like that, and they drive from the other side of the road and you start to look right, and then you realize that you're looking the correct direction. Anyways, that's me with crystal critters. See, I meant to say clitters that time and said critters instead. So it's at that point where it's just an absolute laughing stock. I'm not doing it on purpose most of the time, but it ends up happening anyways. As we try to get that Lego shock. The Lego shock, by the way, is so incredibly useful on these bases. Do definitely consider using it. It means that you get like 40 items shocked all at the same time, and now we're just gonna walk through this base. So if you have one of these bases that is just clumped with no engine rooms off to one side, you're done for. Like crystal critters, laser rangers, explosive drones, remote defib, all of these 2-word items are gonna kick your absolute butt. This season is all about the 2 words. I wonder if that's because the doctor is on vacation and he's got his PhD. So, I mean, look at this. We've got explosive drones. We've got crystal critters. we've got, come on, where are you? Laser Rangers, Remote Defib, Super Warriors. It's all about remote hack. So many words to say, and I fumble over my own mouth a lot, have a bit of a stutter at times. Not sure if you guys have picked that up, but there are certain words that I have to be very careful about saying. One of them is brother in any sort of sentence. So if you have any sort of speech impediment, you know what I'm talking about. You have to be super, you guys probably maybe you don't notice that about me, but there are many times where I have to be very careful about what I'm saying. So if you hear me slow down around certain words, that is probably why. My videos have definitely helped me on the public speaking side of things. So if you struggle with those sorts of things, do know that you're not alone, and it does get better with a bit of practice. So put yourself out there a little bit. I was super nervous about doing voice on my videos. Noticed my first like 2 years of videos, there was just crappy chiptunes music. That was because I didn't want to do voiceovers. So learned a lot about audio by adding audio by adding voice to it, and I also got slightly better at some things in life. So random inspirational talk there, bit of a tangent. Anyways, we're gonna push that one up to 22 at some point. At the same time, I probably should hunker down and get that defensive building damage, because that will help people fizzle a little bit more. We've got so many mines. Do I even have that mine choice node? Where is that? Right about there. So we do have that mine choice node. So many mines on the deck at the moment. That is going to be it though. More stuff is coming. I generally do these videos live, but I've got a main base video that I have been working on. I've got to record all sorts of segments, trying to put them together. It's going to end up being like 20 hours of work or something ridiculous like that. So do consider subscribing for that. Let me know if you struggle over any words, if you're struggling on this Warships season, and if you go for time savers. I have no use for time savers. I am all about the diamonds and the powder and those, what are those things called again over in the vault? Classified items. So I shall talk to you soon. As always, thank you for coming in. Love to hear from you in the comments. Share it with your friend. Comment. Subscribe, click the bell, all those YouTubey things that I hate to annoy you guys to use, such as using code zmot in that shop. I'm zmot. Thanks for coming in. Peace.